right, Mr. Vince.
It's time for the JoLo Show, bro.
It is time for the JoLo Show, episode 12. Here we are at the top of the hour. We've made it all the way around the clock face, and looky what I did for the JoLo Show here.
Nice, bro. Nice little touch. Nice.
Yeah, I figured out how to put the image on my PS3, so I figured I might as well have something pretty behind me, make it look even more, a little more professional.
Now, bro, when you say PS3, when the new PlayStation unit comes out, do you always get the newest one, or have you not gotten one? I don't know what it's up to.
It's up to PS4 now, and I usually wait until there is a game that is exclusive to that system that I feel that I must play for one reason or another before I make the jump from one system to the other.
What are we talking about now for the price of that? I have no idea, bro.
You could get a new system, like a good system, probably you're spending about $300
for a new PS4.
Yeah.
That's not horrible.
It's not, and I bet you could probably find one for $250 on sale maybe, but $300 is usually the about price.
And the games still go, like the good games still go for like $60 a pop.
As allowed by law, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bro, you know what's amazing to me? Like, I know we're getting off topic immediately, but this is always amazing to me. You know how, like, bro, a lot of times the economy's tough. People just don't have extra money to spend and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I swear, bro, the two places that are always packed out no matter what, the Apple Store and GameStop. GameStop is always packed out, bro, no matter what.
Well, you know what's funny, though, is that the brick-and-mortar business model for games is going away. It's absolutely going away. The next generation, like the PS5s and the next Xboxes, those things won't even have disc trays. You won't even be able to go to a store to buy a game on a disc, I promise.
So just everything's going to be right online, you get it, and that's it, huh?
Yep, download only, which will end the return policies. They'll have to come up with different ways to handle digital return policies because people will want the ability to return a game they don't like. But right now, that's one of the benefits that publishers have of digital games is there's not very good return policies on them. So if you buy it, it's yours.
Wow.
And
that's expensive too, bro,
Actually, buying games on PC for download is cheaper than buying them in the brick-and-mortar store because they're not making the plastic and the paper.
Yeah.
They don't have to ship it everywhere. So you tend to save a lot of money buying on PC. So like things are leaning towards the download direction in the future, just in general.
Yeah.
So that's a little insight into the world of video games as it stands right now. That could be I could do a whole podcast itself on video games, as a matter of fact. I do a podcast itself on video games sometimes. It's called the Ludocast. It's awesome. But this is the podcast called the JoLo Show. And this is the last JoLo Show before Monday. And Monday is a very, very, very important day in the life of the JoLo Show. Monday is the day that the brand is officially launching on Realm Network.
Yeah, and a lot of shows, JoLo, a lot of shows already in the can. 2 shows in the can already. I got another one I'm actually doing on Monday. So I'm getting prepared. I want to get ahead of the curve. I mean, we're doing more podcasting and more video podcasting than ever before. So I want to make sure, bro, I get stuff in the can. So if something falls through the cracks or something, we have the content we need. So I started doing interviews and stuff. I think Tuesday maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you were telling me about some of your plans and projects up until this point, and I've been working with you to sort of refine what the JoLo Show is going to be after next week and how we're going to work with the new shows like the Brand Talk Show and stuff like that. So it's all pretty exciting stuff, but it's going to kick into gear. We're going to go from like 1st to 6th gear.
And bro, really like exciting. I said, I mean, we've got a very, very all of us, man, me, you, Jeff. We got a real challenging schedule because we want to have premium and free content up every single day.
Right.
Whereas with the other website before, I mean, we were consistent with content, but there wasn't this type of undertaking. So
right, the drive here is going to be stronger than ever to get regular content going, and we're going to ask for everyone's support in spreading the word.
Yes,
absolutely,
and especially JoLo, the brand members taking advantage of that free month. You know, listen, I don't care. I'll be honest with you. If you want to roll that over to a second month when you begin to pay, I can't thank you enough. Obviously, that's how, you know, I make my living now. But even if you don't, I want you to take advantage of that free month. It costs you absolutely nothing. So we sent out a letter a couple of days ago. We're going to send out another letter tomorrow. Make sure you look in your mail for an email from us. Make sure you look in your spam. Jeff was telling me something about clicking on promote. Yeah, tell them what that means, Joe.
Right. So if you're a Gmail user, you may notice that the inbox is broken up now into several headings. And one of the headings is promotions. So anything from a newsletter, a commercial newsletter of any kind, will go into your promotions folder. So be sure to check your promotions folder for the MailChimp newsletters that we've been sending out over the last couple of weeks. That's where a lot of our information goes directly to the brand members from the old site. It's where it's the first wave of any information about something that goes on. When Vince Russo's brand is usually on that newsletter. So be sure to find it. If you can't get the newsletter, you can't find it, officialvincerusso@gmail.com. We'll figure something out.
Yep.
That's it. So
take your show away, JoLo.
Take my show away. All right. Well, you know, I posted the question thing up in the middle of the day today. And it got two replies. One from an old fan, and I think one from a first-time question asker on the JoLo Show. So we'll do 1, 2, and then we've actually got Mr. Braverman is on the line, waiting in the wings to join us in what looks to be the dark Gothic castle. I can't tell. This is all the lights are absolutely off where he.
Now, bro, can you tell the people? Well, this will have ad already, so it doesn't do any good for you to tell them how to join us.
No, it doesn't. Actually, this is airing right now publicly on Google+. So if anybody does happen to see the show, they can just join it. But since I've already tweeted the link out, I should tweet it out from your account too, probably?
Yeah, tweet it out, yep.
So I'm going to go ahead and switch accounts here and tweet this out. Folks, we are pushing this crowd response thing. We want to get folks onto the show. So if you're catching this show later on when it airs, we're sorry we missed you, first and foremost, and we want you on the show. So this is me right now getting things put together so that we can get more people to join us here on the show and then have people to join us in the conversation later, because we've only got 2 questions this week. We're going to be able to get to you guys a lot sooner and then have a much more meaty conversation. So let me tweet this link out here. And the link has been posted.
Beautiful.
So, now, I'll have to put some Jeopardy music into the gap there. You know. So.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
All right, the tweet reads, JoLo Show time. Join myself and Locash Bro for some conversation on Google Hangout. We'll see who's paying attention right about now. So, with my finger on the trigger, I jump into the first question. Kapow! And we've got something along the lines of, this question is from Jim Sirigos. Jim Sirigos, who had the first-time question asker on the show. Jim, thanks for asking a question on the JoLo Show. Jim asks, what do you make of the Britt McHenry ESPN reporter debacle? Did you hear about this?
Bro, I briefly heard about this while I was in the car today, but they never said what the issue was. They talked about, Britt. She's been suspended. It's a female. She's been suspended from ESPN, obviously, for saying or doing something. I don't know what that is yet because they never got to it. Bro, can I tell you something, JoLo? Mini rant here.
Mini rant, but I can tell you exactly what she did.
Okay, bro, listen, I love my home state of Colorado. I love Colorado. I love living here. I love everything about the state. Bro, the talk radio is absolutely atrocious. Listen, I'm not, who's that guy you brought up? Harvey, bro, what's his name?
Paul Harvey.
I'm not Paul Harvey by any stretch of the imagination, bro, but I think I can be entertaining when we do podcast and when we do, audio. The people here are atrocious. They went on about this woman, bro. It had to be for 10 minutes, and never one time clued me into what she did or what she said. So go ahead. I can't wait to hear this.
She went to, I believe, a car rental and was caught on tape yelling some incredibly nasty stuff at the lady in charge of the car rental. She was telling the lady that she doesn't have a degree, and she does, that she's on TV, and she's going to sue the hell out of that place, that here's some actual quotes. I have a degree, and I wouldn't work in a scumbag place like this. It makes my skin crawl even being here. Maybe if I was missing some teeth, they would hire me. You're in an effing trailer, lose some weight. So she went nuts on this lady. He just yelled at her, called her names, this and that, and then issued a very public relations person response to the whole thing. And she was just let go, suspended indefinitely, right?
Bro, I gotta tell you something now, JoLo. Hearing this for the first time, obviously, bro, I don't condone this. You know, right. I don't condone cutting a promo on anybody, obviously. But I'm having like a little bit of an issue with this. Since when what you do in your private life, if it's not illegal, okay, bro, we're not talking about killing somebody or a public intoxication even. You know, if there's no police involved and there's nothing illegal, and you know, you for some reason somebody catches you at a bad moment, and bro, listen, we both know women go through PMS. Who knows? Maybe the woman's PMS, and who knows? But my point is, you know, the lady lost her cool in public. Not cool, but we're all guilty of that. How does that transfer over into job?
Well, her job is very special. You know, it's one of those public figure things, one of those role model situations. One of her jobs is to appear when she's under any kind of scrutiny as the kind of person that you would want to listen to and respect the opinion of. And when you're that kind of person, you need to be extremely keenly aware of when you're being recorded. And the lady apparently even informed her, you're being recorded right now, and she didn't stop.
Bro, listen, it goes back. Listen, we just saw the Dennis Quaid thing, but we found out that was all a work.
Yeah.
But the Christian Bale thing was not a work. That was an absolute shoot. Listen, bro, Christian Bale is a guy that's bigger than any ESPN female broadcaster who, quite frankly, I never heard of. There were no ramifications for Christian Bale. As a matter of fact, after those incidents, he went on to make Batman. So you mean to tell me an A-list Hollywood actor isn't meant to carry himself in a certain way, and when he doesn't, he gets blackballed by the industry?
I would say that his tirade cost him possibly being offered certain roles. Yes, I would.
I would definitely disagree with that.
Some people wouldn't want to work with a guy who has that kind of attitude. Now, whether those roles are Batman or not is not up for me to know. But she had a steady job. She had a steady gig, whereas she could expect the next day to have a job. Then after Christian Bale's project is over, he has to look for, audition for, or get offers for other projects. So from project to project, it's up to anybody to decide at any given moment whether they whether they care or not about Christian Bale's little tirade.
Well,
so
JoLo,
she was suspended though, not fired.
Right. Okay. Let me ask you this, JoLo. How was she recorded? How did that come about?
Security cameras in the car rental place.
Wow, bro, that's a scary thing, JoLo, because I got to tell you, man, at one point or another, we lose our tempers. You know, I don't do it a lot, bro, but, like, I remember, listen, when that stuff with TNA went down,
right,
and I had a phone conversation with John Gaborik, I am not proud of the things that I said to him. I flip my lid, bro, because I don't like to be accused of lying when I'm not.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
I flipped my lid. And if there were a camera on me, bro, I would have probably been in some trouble. But my point is, bro, as human beings, we all have our bad moments. And I don't, like I said, bro, I don't condone her saying any of that at all.
Yeah.
But I know what it is to, lose your temper and just have one of those moments. My God, bro, if you got to worry about JoLo now, everywhere you go, somebody recording you, and
not everywhere.
Oh my God, this may affect my job.
Well, the thing is, man, even though we all have our moments, we do have a little bit of a choice where and when they happen. Now, in public, you're going to roll the dice on being recorded. You're in a place where money is being handled, car keys are being handled. If someone broke in there and stole all the car keys, they want to have a video of that person's face. But if she was having that rant at home on the phone with that person, none of us would have known about it.
Has this video surfaced? Can we see it?
I don't believe that it's been released yet. I didn't see it in the NBC News report, NBC Sports report that I read. But I mean, public is public, man, and that's in public, in like a business, like a private business. It gets even like it's just coincidence that she happened to be in a place where a camera was pointing at her at that time. in a private business where a lot of money and car keys are being handled. If she was at Starbucks, maybe she wouldn't be caught on camera except for somebody's cell phone.
How long is the suspension?
I don't know. They just said suspended. It could be 2 weeks. It could be 2 days. But it didn't say indefinite suspension.
Joe, I was my wife and I, maybe it was about 6 months ago. My wife got in a bad car accident. I mean, and thank God, she's okay and everything. But we had to get a new car. I got to tell you, JoLo, they literally had us waiting in that place for literally 3-4 hours. And so I don't know what the circumstances were for this woman, but I remember I wanted to flip my lid because I was like getting stir crazy and getting to the point of just wanting to get out of there and continue my life. So who knows, bro? Did she have to get to work? Did she have to go cover a game? I mean, who knows? But crossing over, I hear everything you're saying. I don't condone it, but crossing over from a personal to business, I don't know about that, bro.
Man, if she was a tow truck driver, it wouldn't affect her business. If she flipped burgers all day, wouldn't affect her business. She is an ESPN anchor.
But I think that affects her business in a good way, Joe. Don't you think I would want to tune in to see this lunatic woman? I'll be honest with you.
If they played up on the lunatic fact.
Well, but it's going to get out there, bro. With social media, you're going to know what went down. It's going to get out there. So me personally, I'm tuning in to see this lunatic woman.
Vince, do you really think they're going to cash in on the fact that she had a horrible tirade against a lady who done nothing wrong and be like, yeah,
bro,
go watch the lunatic and call this football?
JoLo, at the end of the day, what is ESPN? It's television, bro.
Business television.
At the end of the day, it's television business. Like I said, bro, it's not like she's Aaron Hernandez and she went out and killed somebody. You know what I'm saying? She cut a promo on somebody in public, bro.
It's true. We do live in an age where we're trying to figure out how to deal with like the need to be moral and the need to be good. Like people feel that they have to be good, and that's It extends into people's private lives. Like if someone isn't good for any reason in their private life, they are then, a shunnable, bad person.
But Joe, I don't need to tell you this. You know this, JoLo. There isn't one person walking this planet right now, walking this planet, not looking over it, walking this planet who can be good all the time.
No.
Impossible, bro. Not one of us. Not one.
But not all of us are in a car rental agency and a person who's on TV and smiling and happy and talking about football all the time.
Those people aren't entitled to have bad days, JoLo?
No, you are entitled to. It's just that she is shooting for the top of the ladder. She could have been your local sportscaster and had a happy life and just called the local game. She's shooting for the top of the ladder, like a lot of people in show business are. When you're shooting for the top and you want all eyes on you, you have to expect to live a life that acts in kind. And it's just, or else you're going to get the burn.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Could we talk a little bit about your day job, not mentioning any names or anything, okay? But
I'm good at that.
Listen, I got to tell you this, Joe. Let me lay this out to you, okay? Right. A lot of times during your day job, you help me out tremendously, and sometimes we Skype while you're at work. Is that okay for me to say?
Probably not.
Okay. I'm not going to say the place.
Let's we Skype very shortly.
During your lunch break.
During my lunch break.
During your lunch break.
During my break only, in order to check in for a few seconds.
Okay. Now, Joel, I witnessed firsthand. During your lunch break, when okay, I'm going to take 5 minutes and help Vince out, and you call me, during the course of that 5 minutes, bro, no offense, I'm not going to say where you work, a lot of people are coming up with you with a lot of questions, rapid fire, and me knowing nothing about technology, bro, a lot of them are questions that I wouldn't even ask. Okay, bro?
Okay.
And in a course of 5 or 10 minutes, JoLo, it's rapid fire. I've witnessed it. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and I even made a remark to you, once about the situation. I might have even made that remark today.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm witnessing this, JoLo,
okay,
and all of a sudden, like the 10th person comes up to you with a not so intelligent question, that you've answered 3 times before, and you blow your stack.
Right.
Okay, bro, and I'm watching this now.
Right.
Okay, and I'm watching you blow your stack. I see it.
Right.
Should that affect my decision of how to use JoLo on the brand network?
Well, if it makes you realize that I can't handle stress for any reason, it might change any decisions about you might have had to give me more responsibilities, is what I'll say. Now, there have been moments where I've been at jobs and people have freaked out, and they get fired. They get moved, you know.
But that's at the job.
That's true.
I understand that totally, bro. You got to keep
in relation. Okay, in that relationship though, and the one that you presented, I think that it should maybe a little bit if you thought that I was that kind of person who couldn't handle stress, but I can handle stress.
You know, you can. Listen. I can tell you firsthand. You can handle stress very well. All right, JoLo. We got your opinion. They got my opinion. Let's go on.
That was pretty good. So the next question is from Big Josh, who loves to ask us. Now, Big Josh is supposed to come onto the show later. My dinner just arrived. I'm super happy. My Big Josh is supposed to come on the show later, first and foremost. Secondly, though, he posted a question for us, and he loves to ask us questions that are very creative. So we get to flex our creativity a little bit here. So Big Josh asks, again, a question about... actually, we have another question I just got on Twitter. Okay, so we have more than 2 today. The question is, if you and Jeff Lane and JoLo and the brand made a movie about everybody, what would that movie be called? We've already cast everybody. We know who's going to play everybody. Now we need a title for this movie.
Indecent Proposal.
Oh, we actually have right, Indecent
That
Proposal.
was Dave just chiming in, bro. Look at that. I like that.
I thought I had you muted. Dave, how are you?
Hey, listen,
Good,
take it from me, JoLo. You can never mute Dave. Right,
That's
Dave?
right. That's
there
right.
You go.
I tried.
Dave, since Dave's mic is up, let's get it. Let's hear from Dave. So, Indecent Proposal, is that your answer, Dave?
Nah, I'm just joking. Yeah, I'm just joking.
What do you think would be a good name, Dave?
The 3 of you? Gosh, that's a good question. 3 amigos? I don't know.
No, it's us and all of the brand. Remember, we're all
the whole brand. Well, the brand is a good name in itself, right? That'd be a good movie title.
The brand.
Bro, Dave's got the Canadian accent going, and I'm marking out right here, bro. People think I kid around. Bro, I mark out for the Canadian accent more than anything. You know why I do, Dave? I'm going to be totally honest with you, bro. JoLo, I don't mean to hijack the show, but I got to tell you a story. JoLo, you know how we have the guy that comes on the show usually every week from the UK? What's his name?
Jake.
JoLo, I got to tell you something, man. This was the worst part of me going over to the UK.
Right.
Bro, I had to listen so intently, JoLo, to when people spoke, because it was hard for me to understand them. When Jake comes on the show, I don't understand him. You seem to understand him, no problem, Joe. You no problem. So, like, I don't even answer him because I don't know what he's saying. Thank God you answer him. So, like, bro, I love the British accent. I love the Australian accent. I love all that. That Sophia Vergara's, her accent, forget about it. I love the accents, but I can't understand them. That's why I love Canadian more than anything, because it's American with an accent, but I know what they're saying. Does that make Dave, does that make sense to you?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I like the Australian accent, like you said. It's almost like they could be swearing at you, but it's such a nice accent. It just comes across nice. It's just same with. But British people, I think it depends on where they're from, because some of them have very thick accents.
Yeah,
and
there is
some
a
of
lot
them are
of
pretty clear.
There's a lot of different sounds.
Hey, Dave, a lot of people don't know this, but I consult for a wrestling company in Australia, and I'm on Skype once a week with these guys. I got to tell you, Dave, I have no problem whatsoever understanding that accent in Australia, and I think part of that, Dave, is they don't speak fast. You know, they speak at a very calm, laid-down pace. Bro, when those Brits start going, bro, when I'm on the phone with Spud, bro, I don't know what he's saying. I swear I don't know what he's saying. So it's the combination of it's hard to understand to begin with, but then when they hit you with the rapid fire, bro, It's tough for me.
Brits have a lot of words that we don't use in North America too, so
yeah,
it can be confusing. Like,
gutted.
They come out of the nowhere with these words that you're just what? Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, if I'm listening to a Canadian, all I need to know is toque, right? That's it.
Right. Nobody understands when I say toque. Hat? Yeah, that's a hat.
Hey, Dave, listen. Doug McKenzie and his brother Bob, the greatest comedy of all time, Dave. And I learned Take Off, eh? And I learned so much of my Canadian lingo from that show and that movie, bro. That's one of the greatest DVDs. Joel, have you seen this?
I haven't seen Strange Brew yet.
Oh my God!
Oh, classic.
I know of Bob and Doug McKenzie. I've heard their Christmas track.
Oh, that's the famous one, yeah.
Right. I've heard the famous Christmas track. So I just haven't seen Strange Brew.
Well, Joel, also, if you ever get the chance, maybe if you're in your car or something, you don't have the time to watch it, but they also put out an album. If you could ever listen to the album, bro, it's classic. Geddy Lee's on the album from Rush.
Yeah.
Classic, bro. Joel, take back over the show. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, Dave, thanks for chiming in and thrilling.
I still don't know a name, though, bro. I still don't have a name.
A name?
Yeah, the question. Josh's question.
I like the Dirty Dozens. How about that?
I like that, bro. I like that. The Dirty.
There's like lots of us. So
what's the theme though of the movie that helps?
Oh, just general carousing, lots of fighting, drinking, money making, because we're going to start a business and a wrestling promotion. So
WWE's taken, so we can't have that, right?
No. It's the RFW, Russo Force Wrestling.
Bro, here's an old time title. I'm sure the both of you will know. Dave, JoLo will blow you away for what he knows at his age. That's why, like, normally anybody his age wouldn't know this movie. I know JoLo does. 12 Angry Men, bro.
Yes, Peter Fonda.
That's a great name for this club. You never saw 12 Angry Men, bro?
Is that late 70s?
No, that's black and white, bro. That's like 60s.
One of the best drama films like ever, and it takes place in 2 sets. That's it, and it's so good. Such a fantastic play, fantastic film. The film is incredible.
You know what that reminds me of, JoLo and Dave, and I'm sure you saw this, bro. You know, like, I'm such a mark for writing and character development. Bro, I'm sure the both of you have seen Glenn Ross.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
Bro, has there ever been a better written picture, period?
I tell everybody Glenn Ross might be one of the best movies I've ever seen, ever, with one of the best casts ever.
Gosh, bro, so freaking good.
Well, you know why? It's David Mamet. David Mamet is a playwright who makes movies. That's why he's so good at what he does.
Oh, what a well! Anybody out there in the brand, you got to see that movie.
Robert, have you seen Glenn Ross, Robert?
No.
No? Okay, so you're out of the conversation. No. Robert, I want to include you in the conversation a little bit here because we had a good chunk from Dave and our friend in Canada. Where are you in Ottawa, Dave? Yes, no? Oh, wait, I muted Dave. I unmuted Dave now. Are you in Ottawa, Dave?
I'm offended heavily that you muted. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm from Brampton, Ontario, which is basically a suburb of Toronto. When you think about it, they call it the GTA, so it's like takes me 30 minutes by train to get to Toronto when I work.
I only have a few of my friends. I have 1 or 2 friends who live in Canada, not in Ottawa, and it's the only place that I can name that I know people who live in there. So I just had to throw that out there.
Ottawa is our capital, but Toronto thinks it's the center of the universe, so...
This is interesting. This is the first time I've heard this about Canada. Good. Okay, so Ottawa is the capital, and Toronto thinks it's the center of the universe. So it's like the New York. It's like the
Toronto
DC.
Maple Leafs, man. Those fans are crazy. So.
Okay, so that's good stuff. But Robert, I want to get you involved here since this is the first time you've called into the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And have you ever watched any of the old shows? Any of the JoLo shows that we've done?
I watched every show.
Every show. I love it. So, do you have a question you want to throw at us this week? Something that's on your mind?
I got a baseball question.
Oh, that's right up Vince's alley. You're going to make him happy today. First ESPN question, now a baseball question. Take it away.
I know Vince said that the Yankees are doing bet, but have you seen what A-Rod's been doing?
No, hey, Robert, I've said that on many occasions, but when I say that, I've also said far and away A-Rod's been the best hitter on the team. Listen, bro, I got A-Rod on my fantasy baseball team. I got A-Rod at third base. A-Rod has looked great at the plate. I've seen a lot of Yankee games thus far. So even though I bury the Yankees and I'm worried about them this year, I always say A-Rod looks the best out of everybody on the team, bro.
Never count out the Yankees, Vince.
I'm just a little afraid. I got to tell you, bro, that lineup, I don't know, man. I predicted that this is going to be the first time in a long time that the Yankees actually finish the season under 500, but I hope I'm wrong, bro. You know, and if you're a Yankee fan, I hope I'm wrong. I like the Yankees. I like them to win, but I just don't think they did enough in the offseason.
Yeah, I understand that.
There you go. I wish I knew more about baseball now.
Vince, what about my Jays? Are they going to take the World Series this year?
Can I tell you something, Dave? Now, because I'm starting to watch. Who would you say the Jays, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I think this manager Gibbons is a bonehead, bro.
The whole system's full of boneheads.
Bro, Dave, he's made some decisions like the first week of the season that have blown me away. And you followed him closely, Dave?
No, I after they kind of got dusted, after they won the World Series a couple times, I lost interest.
Yeah. Well, Dave, the first week of the season, in my opinion, he's made some really bad decisions, but I love the team. I love the nucleus of the team, Batista and Encarnacion. I've always been a Jose Reyes guy who got hurt today, by the way, just so you know. I was reading the reports before I came on. He got hurt again today, so they're not the same team without Jose Reyes, man.
It's the problem with the Jays, man. They're doing good, and then a couple injuries, and that's it. The whole team falls apart, and they don't have the depth. They need more depth, and they just don't know how to do it.
But Dave, they do have a lot of young guys this year. They got that Pompey kid who looks incredible. They got that second baseman. What's his last name?
I'm not sure.
It escapes me now, but they got a rookie second baseman now that looks really good. So I think they put some good new blood in that lineup.
Yeah, hopefully Batista can lead the team and take it somewhere.
Yeah, he will. He will.
Alrighty. I'm trying to get Big Josh in the call. I'm wondering where he's at.
Yeah, Josh, does a lot of talking, bro. But then when it's game time, where is the guy, bro?
He's dragging his heels. That's what he's doing. Well, I just hit him up on Twitter. Hopefully he'll come in and join us. Scott Everson has joined the call. Scott, hello. I think Scott's...
it's my fellow Canadian, right?
Yes. Oh, Scott. Hey, I remember Scott.
How's it going, eh?
Scott's the baseball guy, right?
Yeah.
He knows more than I do.
Scott is muted currently. All right, maybe I should ask a baseball question to you guys since it's definitely the season and we've got.
JoLo, what I love. Let's just uncover this and let's just bring it out in the open, JoLo. Okay. I love the way you go as the host of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're going to the callers now so you can eat your dinner. Let's just get that out in the open because we're all watching you eat, bro. There's no secrets here. Let's get it out in the open. Go ahead, JoLo.
Hey. I make no qualms about eating my dinner in the middle of the show. I mute my microphone so you don't get the lovely chewing sounds. And then I have a couple of French fries to take a sip of my drink. I'm not going to go to town on my burger in front of you guys. I'm not going to live to the big sloppy hamburger in front of the camera for you to enjoy. So I had to do something. I'm hungry. It's getting cold. The show's only got about 20 more minutes.
That's why they make microwaves.
Why microwave the bun? Yeah, you've had a microwave bun. You know how good they are. Anyways, so folks, I do actually, Vince, I've been watching your Who's on First shows every once in a while. I've been catching them. They've been very informative as someone who doesn't watch any baseball at all. It's the only.
Why Scott the only one muted?
I don't know. We just trying to mute everybody else. I think I probably should.
No, you shouldn't. I'm just saying he's the only one. I don't understand.
Scott is self-muted. Everybody else is currently has their microphones on. So
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your thought, bro.
No, it's fine. I was just saying. I grew up in a baseball house. My mom and my dad are insane about Cardinals baseball. Like they can't get enough. And I know the old trope that Cardinals fans are the worst fans in all of baseball.
Well, that's worst in what way? Unruly?
They're partially, but they're the worst because they can't shut up about being Cardinals fans.
Bro, but can I tell you something, JoLo? And you're from St. Louis, bro. Bro, that goes for anything in St. Louis. Any sporting. No, serious, bro. Listen. What about the history of wrestling in St. Louis, bro?
Wrestling at the Chase.
Bro, people in St. Louis, when it comes to their sports, they don't freaking mess around, bro. They go out full force, support the team that supported wrestling in the St. Louis area for years. They take that stuff seriously, bro.
Yeah, you should have seen. My mom had a practical affair with So Taguchi. Not an actual affair, thank God. But my mom was like crazy about So Taguchi. And my parents get tickets to go to Florida for spring training every year. And they go and they follow the Cardinals across the country. They go to games on both coasts. And she always dresses in like crazy costumes and stuff. So I grew up in that household. How are the Cardinals doing this season?
Bro, the Cardinals do good every season, bro.
Yeah, I know.
They just have great management. I mean, bro, that is such a top-class organization. I mean, they'll be fine. They're going to go to the playoffs again. I think I even predicted them to win the World Series this year, but they never have a bad season, bro, ever.
The last interaction I had with the St. Louis Cardinals was Albert Pujols changed the only classical music station on the radio in St. Louis to a progressive Christian rock station and left the team the following year.
Oh, what? Did they go back?
No, the station stayed a progressive Christian rock station. I lost the only good number on the dial left in St. Louis on the high end of the FM dial, and Albert Pujols took off.
Wow, interesting.
So that's the last interaction I had with the Cardinals. It's good to hear that they're doing good though. I'm going to ask you the question that got sent to me and on Twitter. I'm not sure if you've seen this movie though, Vince. I'm going to pull a movie out of my bag of tricks. Maybe you haven't seen. Have you seen the movie The Crow?
Yes.
Okay. Well, wow. Now, what did you think? Have you heard that they're rebooting it?
No.
Okay. Well, first of all, welcome to the news. They're rebooting The Crow. What did you think of the original movie?
Well, I thought the original movie was very good, very well done. I only saw it once. I saw it a very long time ago, but I remembered it, and I enjoyed it. Out of the memory of Brandon Lee, I would not reboot that movie.
Yo, really? Just flat out? Because, so you wouldn't... Like, they were able to keep making Fast and Furious films with Paul Walker. Why
they haven't made another one without him. That one, they were making that one
true.
When he passed away. True. But I'm sure they'll make another one without him. But I think, I don't know, bro. Brandon Lee, well, you know, Paul Walker, it was a tragic death too, but Brandon Lee was so closely associated with that character. You know what I'm saying, bro? And the way he died on the set, that horrific accident. I don't know if I, bro. Come on, there's a million other movies to remake. I would leave that one alone.
Well, fair enough, man. And there have been sequels to The Crow, so and the sequels were not very well received per se. So I'm trying to do a little tech support here for Scott. See if we can get him into the call here. The original Crow, yeah, what a freak accident on set, man, huh? Just a little bit of metal left in a blank round, and boom. I've been a film stunt guy, and I've been on sets with blanks and all that. The rules that are in place now as a result of that event are so carefully followed, and it's for good reason.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Didn't he put it
out of his memory?
Sorry, I was saying.
What was that?
Put it wasn't he playing around and actually put it to his temple and didn't realize?
No, he got shot in the he got shot in the gut, right?
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't think he was playing around with it. Yeah, a stuntman was shooting at him, but with a blank round, but the blank round still had like shrapnel in it, and it hit him in the gut, and they took him to the hospital, and he died there. I'm pretty sure. I'm not gonna don't quote me on that.
No, that sounds right, bro. That sounds right.
So that's a question coming through. Yeah. I was going to say that question is from Alex V. I think the timing between me and Canada is off a little bit, but I was going to quickly mention that question came from Alex V on Twitter. So thank you very much, Alex V. But you were saying something about CG, Dave?
Yeah, the industry pretty much CGs all their shots now. Like when they're shooting weapons.
Yeah, I mean, but practical effects now, I mean, yeah, digital gunfire is definitely a big thing, more than ever. But practical effects will always trump them visually. And I think that there are still directors out there who feel a sense of that, and that is drilled into you in school still, is that practical effects will always look better. CG is just like a patch. Like, you need to try to put it on the camera. If you can get it in the camera, it'll look better. And so a movie, like an upcoming movie like the upcoming Mad Max, is a good place to look for practical effects. Apparently, all of the car stunts in that movie, or at least most of them, are all practical effects. And so that's a lot of cars flipping around, flying around. Very interesting to see that movie when it's in motion. I mean, obviously the death and maiming isn't practical effects, but if the car flipping is, that's a big step. You know, that's just a big statement for that kind of movie making. And so if they remade The Crow, I would want them to do that as much as they could. Put it all on camera. Don't cut corners and make it a cheap reboot. So if we get the cheap reboot, I'll be legitimately upset. But if we get someone who cared about the source material, we're going to get something really good out of it. I think that's the bottom line on that. So let's see. Scott, is your mic working?
It is, I think.
Hey, how are you?
We good? Good.
Yeah, sounds great, man. How are you this week?
Good. How are you?
Hey, we're doing all right. We talked about baseball this week. We talked about an ESPN reporter who went crazy on a lady at a car rental place. I took a couple bites of my French fries, which you might have caught on camera there. And it looks like we're still holding out on Big Josh joining the show here. Now, in 10 minutes, I'm going to eat my dinner. But we've got at least a few more minutes to catch up with our buddy Scott. So, Scott, do you have you got a talking point you want to throw into the circle? We've all been kind of jumping in.
Do you guys talk about wrestling, or is it just mostly like other stuff?
We on the JoLo Show have tried to make it specifically non-wrestling, and that's been for a couple of reasons. But okay. one is that at the time we made the JoLo Show, we were doing a lot of wrestling stuff during the week, so this was the one chance we could do something with the brand.
We could address it though, JoLo.
Yeah, no, totally.
That's okay. I could stay off wrestling.
Oh no,
go ahead. Go ahead,
Scott. During this section especially, because we're going to have a show in the future where we have a full wrestling any question chat show, and I want this to be a test ground for that. So totally, especially since we've got time on the show, it is with any question that you've got.
Yeah. Well, Vince, I'm a huge fan of yours. You know, I think you're hilarious, and I used to love watching you on TNA and WCW. How about a book? Do you have a book coming out anytime soon, or is that something you thought about?
Well, you know, I've written 2 books already.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah, I've got 2 books. Scott. One of them was my WWE years. One of them was WCW. So one led right into the other. You know, I've kicked around the idea of writing a 3rd one about TNA. You know, that'll be the trilogy. That'll complete everything. If you're interested in the books, bro, you can email me at officialvincerusso.com. Okay. And you know, and if you want to get the books, you know, we can arrange that, because you know, you used to be able to get them off my site, but we don't have that anymore. But I have books, so I mean, if you were interested in getting any of them, you know, let me know.
Okay. And like, I don't know, like, how your relationship is with the WWE. Like, are you guys on bad terms, or?
Bro, listen, I never had any reason to be on bad terms.
It seems like they like take hits at you sometimes.
Exactly, Scott. You know, that's exactly what it is. I don't have
any. But here's why. Yeah, the thing I don't understand about it is, like, so, like, obviously I don't know what goes on behind the scenes or whatever, but I kind of feel like they owe you a lot, though. Like, you know, from my understanding of things, like, I guess from things that I've read and things I've heard, like, you sort of turned that company around in the late 90s when they were struggling against WCW. Did you not, or? Is that a fair thing to say?
Well, no, I think it's fair to say that, I mean, I was a guy, probably in my early 30s at the time who really thought that, the product was behind the times. I
Right.
was the guy that kind of took my, what's in my hands and basically, voiced that opinion to Vince McMahon. And then I was challenged back with like, okay, well, big mouth, what do you have to offer? And I gave Vince McMahon what I had to offer. So I kind of made a statement, and I kind of backed up that statement. Scott, no, they don't owe me anything. Nobody owns me anything. Nobody owes anybody anything. I wouldn't say that.
From like a fan's perspective, though, like you sort of took them out of that realm of like the Bash and Booger, like Doink the Clown kind of era, and moved them over to something else.
Well,
no disrespect to that, but I'm just mean like it's like, is it not possible that they might not even exist anymore if you hadn't helped turn that company at the time?
Well,
like,
I don't want. I don't know if I go that far, Scott, because like I can't even imagine a world without the WWE. To be honest with you, I know financially it was they were in the red at the time. They were in a bad place financially. Not that they were going to go out of business. But, again, the Attitude Era turned things around. Listen, nobody owes me anything. Nobody. But I do take offense when, you go out of your way to discredit somebody, to take all the praise and to take all the accomplishments yourself, which is what Vince does. I don't agree with that, bro. I have a big issue with that. I'm a firm believer in when somebody makes you successful and helps you, you should praise that person till the cows come home. I mean, I do that on the show with JoLo and Jeff. They do so much for me, and I publicly state that and embrace them and put them over and give them their own shows. So, like, I don't agree with not putting people over that have helped you out, but
they did the same thing with China too. And like, I just feel like with you, it's one thing not to like. I think that they do owe you something, but that's one thing. But to take it and actually like, throw like jabs at you on the show, that just like blows my mind. I can't believe that they would do something like that.
Yeah, it's lowbrow, bro. It really is. I don't appreciate it. I go back to a movie I saw, and I'm sure all you guys saw this movie. I hope you did, because it was a phenomenal movie. JoLo, correct me if I'm wrong, or with the title. I'm talking about I believe it was Saving Mr. Ryan, where Tom Hanks played Walt Disney. What was the name of that movie?
Saving Private Ryan?
Saving Mr. Banks, I think.
Saving Mr. Banks, okay? Watch that movie and watch the way Walt Disney, who is arguably the greatest mind in the history of entertainment, you would be hard challenged. Who was better than Walt Disney? The guy, I mean, he's, of course you could put George Lucas up there, Steven Spielberg, but the stuff that came out of Walt Disney's mind, he lived in another world in his own mind. When you watch that movie, and you watch the way he treated his employees and put them over and was so thankful for everything they did when he didn't have to be that way. He could have built this facade that it was just Walt Disney and Walt Disney only, and nobody was helping him. That's the facade that Vince McMahon likes to build. But watch that movie, because in my opinion, part of Walt Disney's success was the way he embraced those that worked for him and those that loved him, because people adored him. Everybody who ever worked for the guy, I mean, couldn't say enough about him. That has a lot to do with the success of any business. So when it comes down to the psychology of Vince McMahon painting a picture that, Vince Russo was one of many that helped, yeah, I got an issue with that, and I really think I don't agree with taking that type of approach. That's just my opinion.
I'll just say one more thing. Like, they did the same thing with like Bret Hart and Ultimate Warrior, and and up until like a few weeks ago, like Randy Savage and stuff, like where they just like tore these characters down. But eventually, over 10, 15 years, they will embrace them again and sort of build them back up again, kind of thing. And like I know that maybe in your case you probably don't care if that happens, but I'm sort of hoping that they do, and they sort of like will sort of be grateful for stuff that you've done for them in the past.
Well, Scott,
like
I really don't think
guys.
I don't think that's going to happen for a very.
But you're not a wrestler, so maybe it's a little different.
I got a solution for you, Vince.
What?
We're gonna have our own show, and we'll just get a bunch of. We'll do it in the crassest way possible. We'll get a bunch of lookalikes: Vince McMahon, Triple H, Stephanie, and we'll have Triple H come out and go, I made a big mistake burying Vince Russo and making fun of him.
No. Well, let me tell you, the reason why I will never be embraced, honestly, is this show. Because the
JoLo Show, you can go straight.
This will be a part of it, but going forward on the Realm Network, listen, they're not going to like the things I talk about. They're not going to like the guests that I bring on. They're not going to like me not playing by their rules, and I'm not going to play by their rules. I don't. I'm doing my own thing. There are people I want to talk to. There are things I want to get out in the open. I want to be honest. I want to, get things out there, and they're not going to like that. So, quite frankly, I don't see it getting better and probably worse. So.
And you want to call it professional wrestling instead of sports entertainment? Yeah. Because that drives me crazy.
Anyway, I just want to say one more thing. Like,
this is your last one more thing, though.
Sorry, yeah, just one last thing, guys. I promise. And no more wrestling after this, too.
All right.
But I like part of the thing that I like in wrestling is when they keep it real. Like, I could only actually think of like a few instances where I was sort of questioning if it was like part of the show or if it was like legit heat. You know what I mean? Like, to name a few things, and obviously this was a tragedy. Owen Hart, when I was watching that pay-per-view, I wasn't quite sure if that, like at first, if that was part of the show or not, and obviously that was horrible. But I could think of like a few others, like Bash at the Beach, like when you fired Hogan. I actually thought that was really cool because I thought that was, at the time, I thought that was real.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that makes it even that much more entertaining to me when real life enters into that fake world. You know what I mean? So I don't know why people have a problem with that. I think that just makes it cooler. Like, what do you guys think?
Well, I think that it's hard to tell when a shoot's going to happen. And the only thing that you can do is write good television. And if you're writing good television, you're pushing your boundaries personally, professionally, and you're trying to do something to challenge yourself every week that you have a chance to put something in front of somebody. I think that that's pretty parallel to the way that Vince talks about how he would write Raw every week trying to improve on the previous week. You look back, what did we do? What can we do? Where can we go with this? What can we put in front of people that they don't expect? Good writing will get you to those places where you can't tell fact from fiction. And sometimes fact and fiction are the same thing.
Like the CM Punk thing where he came out with that,
don't tangent us now. Don't tangent us now. We got to get Vince's side of the answer here.
Was that for real? Sorry, but was that? I still don't know if that was a work or not. I don't follow wrestling a lot these days, but.
Well, he's not at the company.
Was that fake or was that?
You mean the pipe bomb?
The CM Punk speech where he came out and they cut his microphone like.
That would be the CM Punk pipe bomb. I think that was real. I think that was more or less real. And again,
it's stuff like that.
If we're not there, we don't know if it was real or not, and that's what makes it good TV.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing I love. Like, I don't know.
So, I've got a quick question for you, Vince, if it's okay.
Yeah, Dave, you can jump in here. Actually, Dave, before you jump in, I want to say two quick things. One, we have another listener named Mixed Bag. Mixed Bag, thanks for joining on the show. And two, I have some sad news. Josh Hinkle is having some serious trouble getting his Google account to work.
No.
And I don't think he's going to be able to join us for this week's JoLo Show. It sucks. It sucks. But he's not going to make this week's JoLo Show. I'm very sorry, guys.
We'll be here next week, Josh.
So Dave, I'm leaving it up to you, Dave. I'm leaving it up to you, Dave, to end this JoLo Show on an up note.
Oh, whoa.
So this had better be, dude. This had better be damn good.
Oh, okay. Vince, where do you see, the brand going in the next 6 months? What's your vision for the brand?
Dave, I'll tell you, bro. I'll be honest with you, man. It's been a little tough because I honestly feel like, I've had to start all over again. I mean, that's how I feel. But Dave, listen, you and I both know everything happens for a reason. I don't question anything. My story was written long before I was born, so I don't question anything. But I do feel like, I've more or less had to start all over again. Now, but it did give us the opportunity to have a clean start. It did put me in a position that I always wanted to be in, where we now work for a network or work with a network. Where we're going to have so much different programming and be allowed to do so many different things. Listen, I know that the foundation of the brand are people that follow me, and they follow me because of what I did in professional wrestling. They follow me because they liked a certain brand of wrestling that they're not getting anymore. And it's not a matter of us poo-pooing it and not liking the product. Look at your numbers and look at the history over the last 15 years, and wrestling has gone down ratings-wise for 15 straight years. So it's not just us in the room. They lost a big chunk of their audience, and, here we are saying, listen, it doesn't have to be that way. It could be the way it was in the Attitude Era if people cared a little bit more, if they took their job a little bit more seriously, if they didn't go through the motions. And we're not afraid to speak about how we honestly feel about the wrestling profession without making it personal, without attacking any individuals, but expecting a little bit more from them, staying on top of them to up their game so the business that all of us loved for so long is still around for decades and decades to come. So I think the brand is going to be that voice. We're going to be honest. We're not going to be politically correct. We're going to say what we think, and we're going to say what we feel. We're going to, pay the consequences that go along with that. But at the end of the day, all of us are going to be able to look ourselves in the mirror and say, listen, we were true to something that we loved. We handled it in a professional way. We said how we felt, and we have every right in the world to do that. And that's what this show is going to be. I'm not afraid to, talk about the great and powerful and mighty Vince McMahon. I'm not afraid, to talk the way about that company run. Listen, guys, I'm going to tell you guys right now. I don't know if you've signed up, for the new brand or not. The first month is free anyway, so you can get it absolutely free. But I'm telling you, I've just conducted 2 interviews so far. And both of the interviews were the most controversial interviews I've ever done. More controversial than China. One was the first female producer ever hired in the wrestling business. She's a friend of mine, Christine Johnson. She's working on a book now. She's got some stories of what happened, backstage in her job that'll freaking blow your mind. They blew my mind. And I know she's telling me the truth. I know this girl. I worked for years with her. She's my age now. She's not making any of this stuff up, but these are the things that aren't supposed to get out in the open. I did an interview today, I'll tell you guys. I'm not 3 hours long. It's the interview everybody wants and nobody has gotten. And we covered the spectrum from A to Z, 3 hours. We talked about everything, and, certain people may not like it. Well, I'm not in the business to make other people happy. I'm in the business to make the brand happy, and that's why these are the things that I'm going to bring to the forefront and the surface. Some things are going to be, good feeling stories of celebration. Others are going to be hard-hitting, truthful, not so much. But, we're not going to be afraid to tell the truth.
I like that answer. It's probably the most full answer you're going to get, most honest answer you're going to get here on the JoLo Show today. How about that, huh?
Awesome.
How about that,
How about that, eh? Since
job,
we're in Canada here on the JoLo Show, I dedicate this episode to Canada.
Thanks,
Oh, that's
guys.
awesome, eh?
There you go. There you go.
Let's get some
So,
back bacon and some beers going, eh?
let's pour some out for Canada.
Okay.
The people who
Great
think
White
that
North.
ham is bacon. And
No doubt about it.
so we're going to call the JoLo Show tonight here, though, fellas. Thank you guys for joining us for this great talk. We talked about it was a nice sports-heavy JoLo Show this week. We also talked a little bit about movies and a little bit about the brand. So thank you guys. This episode is going to go into editing and it'll come out early next week, pretty soon. So get ready, though. Monday's a big day. Spread the word. Send all your friends invites. Make sure everybody in this chat's already signed up for the brand experience. It's going to be interesting, fun, a little different, but it's going to be constant stream of good stuff. Constant stream of good stuff.
Hey, JoLo, I think it's important. Let's talk about this for a second. I know you got to eat a burger, but this involves you, and I know whenever we talk about you, you love it, JoLo.
I drink it up.
JoLo, let's tell them now, because by next week we're going to have already done it. Now, we're shooting for Wednesday, JoLo. We're shooting for Wednesday on the new network. And, you know, there is going to be a show called The Brand Speaks.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the brand, they're going to be the stars of the show. And they're going to be able to call in, talk about whatever they want, say whatever they want. You're going to moderate the show, JoLo. I'm going to be on the show. The reason why I'm bringing this up, Joe, is because we've got this show scheduled for next Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, Monday and Tuesday, two very hard-hitting interviews are going to come out. So what I'm basically saying is, guys, if you belong to the brand, the first month is free. This isn't a money thing. It's free. So make sure, you know, you get your free subscription. Monday and Tuesday, the two interviews are going to take place. We're going to have a lot to talk about. Wednesday on The Brand Speaks, that's when we'll have this open forum, and there's going to be a lot of good stuff to talk about come a week from today.
Definitely. So it's going to be exciting. The JoLo Show is going to go through some metamorphoses too during this time. You guys are going to see a lot more variety as opposed to just Vince's ugly mug. Maybe I might get somebody else in the hot seat, some other wrestlers or some other conversations.
From what I understand, JoLo, you're trying to get Grado's ugly mug.
I'm trying to get Grado to be my first guest on the next JoLo Show.
Well, we'll make that happen.
You know, if I drop him a line, he might be in the middle of a match somewhere. But if you drop him a line, maybe you could poke him a little bit for me.
We will make that happen.
I'm looking at.
Don't we need a translator for Grado though?
No, I can speak Grado. That's okay. See, since I can speak Grado, I'll put subtitles on the thing. But I'm looking to get Disco. I'm looking to get above average Mike Sanders. I'd love to talk to some of the guests like Dale Torborg, one of the people I've actually met. I'd love to get a chance to talk to him. So I'm looking to kind of browse over some of the people in Vince's Rolodex guys, get them on the JoLo Show to talk about non-wrestling stuff, and then have a little chat at the very end with some brand members, of course. We'll post the link. This week we did a lot more chat. That was okay because we only had a couple of questions. But when I start to get the interviews going, I'm going to look forward to all your support, getting the best questions possible in. So thanks again. I'm signing off here on the JoLo Show. I've got a burger rapidly cooling. I've got Grand Theft Auto 5 to play and Mortal Kombat to play. So my night's full, guys. I hope you guys had a great time with us. Thank you for joining us. Vince, hope you're doing all right, too.
Yeah, I am.
Sign off?
Yeah, I want to sign off. I want to thank JoLo, as usual, for the show and his time and his patience with me. And I want to thank you guys for joining. You helped this show, and like I said, I'm looking forward to the brand show when it's really you own it, and it's going to be your word, and we're going to start that next week. But again, guys, thank you for everything, support, coming on the show. I couldn't thank you enough. Thanks a lot, guys. So JoLo, till next week, I guess we will see you then.
All right, Vince. This is JoLo, Vince Russo on the JoLo Show with Vince Russo, episode 12. Signing off. Later.
Good night, everybody.